Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to my channel if you haven't been here yet, and I just thank you for stopping by to Scrap and Craft with Terry. Today we're going to make some journal or book dangles just out of some scraps and safety pins, ball pins, stuff like that. So let's get started. These are the first ones that I made. I made these quite a while back. Just a couple pieces of scrapbook paper. I always put a word of encouragement on it. A little button, piece of lace if you have lace. And it works well. Just have a ball pin on it. Hangs good. If you don't have these, you can use safety pins. And I'll show some here shortly with safety pins on it. These very first ones that I made, I put the word on a piece of parchment paper. I inked the parchment paper. I didn't really think it did a whole lot for it, so on the new ones that I made, I left the parchment paper off, but I think they all look good. And you know, if you don't have lace, you don't have to put the lace on it. You can leave them hang down loose. This one I kind of just glued off to the side just a little tiny bit. You could, you can angle your edges, do them like the banner flag, however you want to do them. Now when I did these, I did some of them with the straight edge, some of them with the banner flag edge, and I put little charms on it. Now if you don't have the charms, you don't have to do that. I think it just makes them look a little more festive. And whatever colors, you can mix your colors up, make it as bright as you want, as muted as you want. If you have like a color theme going in your journal, you can match your colors in your little flags and your buttons, your pins, however you want to do it. So I have this one glued off a little bit more to the side, and I glued the lace off to the side a little bit, just put a little key charm on it. Let me see, on this one I just have it hanging down flat, just a little narrow piece of lace. And whenever I put my little words on my stuff, I always stop to think, what kind of meaning does the word have? If, like this one says perfect, is it a perfect day? Enjoyment, I get enjoyment out of doing my crafts. I like to explore new things to do. And I think a lot of this stuff that we make is pretty marvelous. And let me see, this one says dream. I like to sit around and dream. I think everybody likes to dream. What are you going to do if you can't dream? A lot of stuff I see on YouTube, the way the stuff that all these ladies make, the stuff's fabulous. And my gladness is just, I'm glad to see all of the different things that everyone creates. And, you can get a cheery feeling out of it. Now these ones I've already made up. I have some other ones off to the side I can show you when we get done. I just want to show you how I put them together. So I have just a few over here that we'll put together. These ones here, they're just straight cut. I didn't cut any angles or anything into them yet. I'll just move these over here. And you don't have to have full pieces of paper. You can use scrapbook paper, book paper, music paper. Draw a picture on a piece of paper, make a little dangle out of it. Anything works. Just use your imagination. I have a little a little pattern cut out here that I used, and let's see, I made these. Now these are all just approximate. It's almost 3/4 of an inch wide. The short one is just under 2.5 inches. The long one is almost 2 3/4 inches. Now when I did some of these, they didn't all come out even, so I think there's one here that I might have to trim still. But we can do that. It's not hard. Now this one I'll just leave straight across the bottom. But I cut my angles into my little scrap thing, so it's just easier when you have something to follow. And the angles probably are not perfect, and that's all right too. It doesn't have to be perfect. Now let me see. I forgot to get my little hole punch, so hang on and I'll be right back. Okay. Left it in the other room where I was using it. So just use this as my little pattern. And well, hopefully the hole comes out in the center. And then just attach these to whatever clip you're using. And another thing that works good too is the adult coloring books. Now some of them you can get some color in, and other ones are just black and white, and the designs in them, some of the designs are really, really pretty. So them can also be cut up and used, you know, for scrapbooking or journaling. I just put this on. Oh, wait a minute. Let me glue on my little sentiment. And this one says fancy. And we'll hope that it turns out fancy when we get done. But, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect. You just fix them however you like them. You can add other stuff to them than what I did. You can add beads and stuff. You know, so many different things that you can use, and so many ways that you can make stuff. This is my first attempt at making dangles. Now if I can get that in that big old hole. And then I put the button on next. If you're just doing colorful ones, doesn't matter what color your buttons are. You just don't want them real super big, unless you're making bigger or wider ones. Now this one I'll just leave hang straight, and I think that looks cute. Can have your clips any color. It's all good. This one over here, we'll do this one next. And I'll glue my word on now so I don't forget. And this one says glorious, and I just hope everyone's having a glorious day. You can put the word either way you want. Doesn't really matter. Let me cut my little hole in the top and trim my angles. I'll just put this on the clip. This piece of lace is a little tiny bit wider, so I just cut a little angle in the end of it. Put my button on next, and then I have just a little leaf charm. Close that up, and I think I'll just leave this one hang straight too. And I think they look nice. Just something to hang off of your book, your purse, your journal. Now this one, when I cut it, it was just a little wide. So all I do is just trim alongside of it. And then I'm going to cut the tails and the bottom down here. So just cut them together. Hopefully they come out halfway even. There we go. Then I'll cut my top. And this is another, just another little craft that goes by pretty fast. And you can mass make these also. You can get all of your pieces cut. And then you could go through, and if you have to stamp your words, I just printed these out on the computer, typed them on the computer and printed them out. Just get your words all ready, and if you can't do that, you can handwrite them on a piece of paper. My writing is not very good, so I don't do that. But there's a lot of people that really write pretty. Alright, so creative. We're being really creative here. Now these are the corners on the words. You can, you can round them. You can cut them off like little tags. You can leave them straight, anything like that. It's just all of how you want to do it. I'm going to make a bunch of these for quite a while. The first ones that I showed you that I made, I just was kind of messing around with them. Had never made them before, so I laid them aside. I figured eventually I would get a video put together for them. And now is a better time than any. Now this one I'm going to just angle it a little bit. Just put a little tiny bit of glue back here. You don't want to glue it to your little clip though, because then you won't be able to move it. And I'm going to move this out of the way. And I'm just going to angle my lace to the other side a little bit. Just a little. Put a little glue underneath it. You only have to glue just like a little spot. And then when I do the glue, I generally leave this lay separate so it doesn't glue my button to it, but that one's cute. Alright, and now these ones, or other ones that I just got ready to do on film or on the video. So I'll just move these over here, and when we get these all done, I'll just show you the rest of the ones that I've already put together. I guess these go with this. So I already cut all of these. I cut the holes into them. I knew you didn't want to see me do too much of that. We want this to be magical, not boring. And I'm just using Fabri-Tac today. I like to use tacky glue on some stuff too, but I have to get a different bottle so I can put a little smaller tip on for my tacky glue because it comes out too fast. And then on this one, I'm just using a white safety pin. So you can, if you don't have them kind of pins, you can still make these. that in the hole. Stick the button on, and this button kind of goes pretty good with the colors in this one, so I kind of halfway matched this one. And then this is just another one of the little leaves. And the ones that, now this kind of sticks up a little bit different because it has the thing at the end, but that's fine. And if you don't like it hanging like that, you can punch a bigger hole in it so it will go down around the bottom of your pin and hang flat also. So there's all kinds of ways that you can do it. So that's an easy fix. So just set that one aside. Now this one says content, and I feel pretty content today, getting stuff ready for my videos, getting my video made. Another piece of the wider lace. The ones that was wider, I just angled the bottom of them. Just gonna leave this one flat. Let me glue on my word. And if you want lace underneath the word or parchment or vellum or something like that, you can always do that. It's just however you want to make it. Make it your own. I think this one I'm going to just angle off to the side a little bit. I like them better angled, but that's just my preference. And then I'm just going to angle the lace the same way. Just a little tiny bit of glue where there's actually something there to hold it. And this one is just a gray button. Some of these buttons are like older than the hills. And just a little wheel. So I think that worked out good. And we have another one here with just the safety pin. Let me get my bigger punch. See, I don't want to use the really, really big one, but we'll try this one. We'll punch it a little bit bigger and see if it goes over the safety pin better. See if it lays down to it more. Yes. So that goes underneath your safety pin. So that'll work just fine. So in a little while I can take that one apart and I can restamp the hole. So there. So that works well. I'm going to glue my word on this. This says overjoyed. Hope everybody has something to be overjoyed about today. We're having pretty nice weather today. Rained yesterday off and on all day long. We're having lower temperatures, but over this weekend it's supposed to be pretty hot. I don't mind the cooler temperatures. It's fine with me. And I'm just going to leave this one hang straight and put on a fancy little key. These keys, some of these keys have a little fancier design on one side. And I just got the little charms. I got them from Temu. They have a good selection of stuff. Okay. So, and unless you have a little bit bigger hole in your button, it just might stand up a little bit, but that'll be fine. Now on this one, I did a couple like this using a paper clip, because if you don't have, the safety pins or the ball pins, something like that, you can always use, like the colored safety pin, the coated ones, or you can use a plain plain safety pin, but I did the ones that had color, so I just bent the end out a little bit. Let me go ahead and put my word on. This one says whimsical, and I love little whimsical things. Just takes me to my happy place. Okay, now I think this one I'm going to go ahead and glue off to the side, so I'll do that before I put the lace on. Let me see, I think I want this to go this way. And you can decide if you want your lace longer, if you want it shorter, put more than one piece of lace on it. I mean, you can layer it. You can layer them however you wanna. You can just make these out of like all lace, different kinds of trim. And that would look pretty cool too. I didn't give that a thought until just now. So, you know, we have so many things that we can choose from. And when I get all done with that, I just kind of push this back a little bit, pushes it back in place. And that one also looks good. So then here's some of the other ones that I did. This one says explore. This one says perfect. This one I have just barely glued to the side with the lace hanging down. This one says gladness and marvelous and fabulous with all the different little trims. And you know what? I forgot his trim, or his little thing like this, but I know why it's not on here, because this was one of the first ones that I made and I didn't have these. These ones here I already showed you. These ones up here are the different ones. Sorry about that. So we have delightful and merry and beautiful. Just different colored clips with little leaves and doves and butterflies, the little wheels. This one says inspire. I like to watch different videos to inspire me to make new things. Not that I'm trying to copy off of anybody, but you know. We can all get on here and put our own spin on everything. And this is another one that I did with the paper clip, so it works well. So you can, there's many ways that you can do them. And if you don't want the buttons, you don't even have to put the buttons on there. You can just make them the way you'd like. So I think this was a fairly short video. So I hope everyone enjoyed it, and I just ask that if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I'd ask that you subscribe and like my channel, give me a thumbs up, help my channel grow, and hopefully you stayed till the end of the video, because YouTube likes it when you stay till the end. So, and my daughter has a YouTube channel. Her name's Heather, and she's Papers Caffeine Life, so just pop over and see what she does, and she does different things. So I just ask that y'all come back and visit me. Have a nice day. Thanks a lot. Bye.